Have you ever reached a moment when pleasing everyone around you was no longer enough? A moment when staying silent hurt more than speaking the truth? That is exactly where Mary finds herself. For years, she has lived in the shadows, watching her sisters receive the attention, admiration, and opportunities she could only dream of. She was the daughter who was often overlooked, the daughter whose intelligence was misunderstood, and the daughter who spent most of her life trying to become the person others wanted her to be. But now, everything is about to change. What makes this moment so powerful is that it is not simply about a disagreement between a mother and a daughter. It is about years of disappointment, years of expectations, and years of emotional wounds finally reaching a breaking point. Mary is no longer willing to sacrifice her happiness for the approval of others. For the first time in her life, she is prepared to choose herself. For years, Mary believed that if she worked harder, behaved better, and followed every rule, she would eventually earn the respect she desperately wanted. She watched her sisters find love, build families, and create futures for themselves. Meanwhile, she remained trapped between who she truly was and who society expected her to become. Every criticism made her doubt herself. Every comparison made her feel smaller. Every reminder that she was different pushed her deeper into isolation. The tragedy is that Mary never stopped trying. Even when others dismissed her opinions, she continued to search for knowledge. Even when she felt invisible, she continued to support the people around her. Deep inside, she hoped that one day someone would finally see her value. Yet the more she tried to fit into the expectations placed upon her, the more she seemed to lose sight of her own dreams. And then came the moment that changed everything. The tension between Mary and her mother did not appear overnight. It had been growing quietly for years, hidden behind polite conversations, forced smiles, and unspoken disappointments. On the surface, they were simply a mother and daughter trying to understand one another. But underneath, they were two people carrying completely different visions of what Mary's future should look like. For Mary's mother, the world had always been a difficult place for women. She had spent years watching society judge daughters based on beauty, status, and marriage prospects. She understood how quickly security could disappear and how vulnerable a woman could become without protection. Every decision she made came from that fear. Every piece of advice she offered was shaped by years of anxiety about what might happen if her daughters were left alone in the world. The problem was that Mary no longer saw the world the same way. For the first time in her life, she had begun imagining a future that belonged entirely to her. Not a future designed by expectations, not a future chosen by tradition, a future created by her own decisions. And once she allowed herself to imagine that possibility, it became impossible to forget. That is what makes this moment so important. Mary is not merely rejecting one proposal or disagreeing with her mother. She is challenging an entire belief system that has controlled her life from the beginning. She is questioning assumptions that everyone around her has accepted without hesitation. Most importantly, she is beginning to understand that happiness cannot be built on someone else's dreams. Yet finding that understanding does not make the decision easier. In fact, it makes it far more painful. Because Mary knows exactly what her choice will cost. She knows people will question her judgment. She knows others will call her foolish. She knows some will believe she has thrown away the best opportunity she will ever receive. Worst of all, she knows her mother may never fully understand. As emotions continue to rise, the conflict between Mary and her mother reaches a point where neither of them can hide behind polite words any longer. The truth has been building for years, and now it is demanding to be heard. For most of her life, Mary believed she understood exactly how her mother saw her. She believed she was the daughter who never quite met expectations, the daughter who struggled to shine as brightly as her sisters, the daughter whose achievements often seemed invisible. Every criticism reinforced that belief. Every disappointed look made it stronger. Over time, Mary began carrying those feelings everywhere she went. They became part of her identity. But sometimes the stories we tell ourselves are only part of the truth. As the conversation grows more emotional, Mary begins seeing something she has never fully noticed before. Her mother's fear. Not anger, not disappointment. Fear. For years, Mary's mother has carried the enormous responsibility of trying to secure a future for her daughters in a world that offered women very few opportunities. Every decision she made was shaped by that pressure. Every worry kept her awake at night. Every possible mistake felt like a threat to her children's survival. The burden was heavier than anyone realized. While others could afford to dream, she felt responsible for preparing for the worst. While others hoped for happiness, she worried about security. While others celebrated possibilities, she feared disaster. And slowly, those fears transformed into expectations. Expectations that became difficult for her daughters to carry, especially Mary. Because Mary wanted something different. She wanted purpose. She wanted independence. She wanted a life built on genuine fulfillment rather than obligation. The tragedy is that neither woman fully understood the sacrifices made by the other. Mary spent years trying to earn love she already possessed. Her mother spent years trying to provide protection that was often mistaken for control. Both suffered. Both felt misunderstood. Both believed they were fighting alone. And now, standing face to face, those hidden emotions finally begin surfacing. For Mary, this is not just a moment of confrontation. It is a moment of discovery. She begins realizing that strength does not always look the way people expect. For years, she admired confidence in others while failing to recognize her own. She believed courage belonged to people who spoke loudly, took risks easily, and never seemed afraid. But real courage is different. Real courage is standing by your convictions when everyone around you disagrees. Real courage is choosing uncertainty over a life that feels dishonest. Real courage is Standing up to her mother was the hardest decision Mary had ever made. But what many people fail to realize is that courage is not proven in a single conversation. It is proven in what comes after. The emotional confrontation may be over, but the consequences are only beginning. For years, Mary's life was shaped by expectations created by family, society, and tradition. Those expectations acted like walls around her future. They limited her choices, directed her decisions, and constantly reminded her of who she was supposed to become. Now, those walls are gone. And for the first time in her life, Mary is standing in unfamiliar territory. Freedom sounds exciting when people talk about it, but freedom can also be frightening. Because freedom means responsibility. It means accepting that your successes belong to you, but so do your failures. If there is one thing Mary's journey has proven, it is that life rarely changes in a single moment. The confrontation with her mother felt like the climax of a story, the defining moment, the emotional breakthrough, the scene that seemed destined to change everything forever. But real growth does not end with one difficult conversation. In many ways, that conversation was only the beginning. Because now, Mary must face the most important challenge of all: living according to the truth she fought so hard to defend. For years, she dreamed about freedom. Now, she has it. For years, she wanted her voice to be heard. Now, people are listening. For years, she wished for the opportunity to shape her own future. Now, that opportunity stands before her. The question is no longer whether she deserves happiness. The question is whether she can fully embrace it. That may sound simple, but for someone who spent most of her life doubting herself, it is anything but simple. Old habits are difficult to leave behind. Old fears do not disappear overnight. Even after choosing her own path, there will be moments when uncertainty returns. Moments when she wonders whether she should have chosen differently. Moments when the weight of responsibility feels overwhelming. Moments when failure seems closer than success. Those moments are part of every meaningful journey. What separates Mary now from the person she used to be is how she responds to them. The old Mary might have retreated. She might have questioned her worth. She might have allowed fear to make the decision for her. But the woman she has become is different. She understands that confidence is not the absence of doubt. Confidence is moving forward despite doubt. That lesson changes everything. Because once a person learns to trust themselves, they become capable of things they never thought possible. And Mary is finally beginning to trust herself, perhaps for the first time in her life. As she looks toward the future, she starts seeing possibilities instead of limitations. She sees opportunities